Dr. Mohammed Jalo, Honorable Minister of Gender, Madam Manti Tawale, Honorable Members of Parliament, Speaker, all speakers, Dr. Abbas Bozo, Chief Minister, other ministers here present, distinguished gentlemen, and the great women of Sierra Leone. While my job here is to present, because you don't introduce a man that is known by everyone. While my job here is to introduce His Excellency, or bring His Excellency to speak, and really just sign the bill. I want to take this opportunity and thank him and appreciate the Minister of Gender, the Deputy Minister of Gender, the members of Parliament. And I want to say members of Parliament because, you know, when this bill had some kind of tension in Parliament, my phone was ringing like nobody's business. Look, this is Manabia's manifesto. Please do something about it. But for us, I believe His Excellency really is not trying to fulfill a promise just because it is a manifesto promise. He believed that women should be given their rightful places. And by extension, for people to know that that is exactly what he meant, is the fact that he had allowed his own wife to be that example in this nation, that women can also do the job. So I want to personally, on behalf of the women of this nation, not only congratulate you for your history making today and as always, but for being a man who stands by his word. Since 2018, because if I start to talk about before 2018, that's our privileged conversations. But since 2018, when you become the president of this nation, everything you have said, not what people said, you have said. The things that you have altered, you have always made sure they come true. And this today is one of the things. And for that, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being not only the most wonderful husband and father, but for being a great leader that leads by example. And for us to say we were part of that journey when Madabio was rewriting the history of Sierra Leone. I want to say thank you. Now, Keketoma was saying that if I was to write a letter to you, I would have only 9 words. But after listening to all the excitement of women pouring their heart of appreciation to His Excellency, I decided to write him a letter right here. And my letter is like this. Dear Julius, today history is made through your tenacity to see us women not as sex tools, but as equal partners in nations. You are brave enough to share your platform with all women in our society. Your sincerity in your leadership style has earned you the name Talking To as you continue to keep your manifesto promises, not because of politics, but because you believe Sierra Leone deserves a new dawn. Your respect for women is written all over your office, home, and the nation at large. For this and many more, Mr. President and my dear husband, I want to say thank you. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, the women of Sierra Leone, honorable ministers, speakers, members of the diplomatic and commercial corps, the media, please help me welcome with a round of applause His Excellency The greatest president Leone has since retired
What a moment, I'm so excited, but unfortunately I'm a stoic person, so you can hardly see how broad a smile I'm bearing in. Forgive me. The Honorable Vice President, Madam First Lady, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Chief Minister, Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, our religious and traditional leaders here this afternoon, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and we the women. We did? Women in there? Thank you. For so long, we have not been fair to you. On behalf of the men folk of this country, I want to apologize. 30% is just the beginning. The floor. I want us to put an end to. That is where we want to go. The Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Bill has been a long time coming, as you all know. Let me say this. A society is only as free and empowered as its women are free and empowered. That is the truth. Today, I join the women cause men and women of our country in celebrating all those who worked tirelessly to bring this crucial piece of progressive and inclusive legislation to reality. I've often told this story of my humble and selfless mom, of blessed memory, Amina Dio, who upon the passing of my father bore the burden of raising a family and inculcating in me and all the other children the work ethic and also the sense of service and privilege to have today. So for me, I know more about women than I know about men. So when I talk about women, my mom comes to mind first. One of the strong women and leaders I've had the opportunity of living with. I live with one today. She and other resilient women in my family formed the foundation upon which I stand today. If I'm a man today, I was made a man. Very appreciative peacemakers. For those of you who have a better sense of history, the mandates we are led into this country by a woman. Check your facts. That is why we respect them. That's why they can be proud of my team. From Queen Yarrow of Bandasuna, a warrior, a leader, a mediator, and a peacemaker, to Madam Boko, that you can all resonate with the name. One of the most prominent political leaders and a notable mediator in this country. To the prominent Madam Nenge of Baoba Children, born into a hierarchy of warriors. To Adelaide Kesley Hayford, who fought for the right of women, the preservation of African cultural heritage, and formulated a plan for girls' education over 100 years ago. So we are going down the path of history, of great women like you, who have championed the cause of women for 400 years ago. To Constance Cummins John, who pushed for education for girls, and was the first woman in Africa to join the Municipal Council in 1938. Freedom has come. I can go on and on. The list is endless. But let me stop there. There is no path to a democratic, free, stable, and prosperous society that does not include women. Women-centered and uninhibited participation. That is another fact. 52%. How can we afford to not let them be part of what we want to do and yet we want to achieve? That 52%, if they just decide to come with me, 52%. And home and dry, not so. We cannot write the history of Australian democracy without the brave women who risked and sometimes lost their lives to fight for peace in this country. I witnessed it and I supported them. His story is also her story. This history is also her story. It is the story of the women who organized one of the largest demonstrations in our country in order to seek for peace at the height of the Civil War. I supported them even when I wore the combat to fight. It is the story of the women who died protesting for peace and ending the fighting in this country. It is the story of the women who sat alongside men, actively contributing at roundtable conferences during conflict resolution periods and in post-war reconstruction. This story is why now that we have a stable and peaceful Sierra Leone, we cannot afford to have women who make 52% of our population not feature prominently in politics and in leadership. Women's rights are human rights. Women's rights are not about making women better or stronger. Our families show us that women are greater and stronger. The man will not very soon. I still need your voice. We are celebrating the women today, not so? And you know we have to pamper the women. So the men, please keep my voice in back. Our industries where women do back-breaking work show that women are resilient. They may seem feeble, but they are not easily breakable. Our academia, where women do important intellectual work, show us that women are brilliant. Of course, in the past few years, the girls have led, including this last academic year, the women led in the transition exam to university. Woman, they did. Our politics, where women are a binding and stabilizing force, show us that women are necessary to keep the peace, to keep us working. Our history shows that women are a force for peace, even when men are busy beating the war drums. Women yet have to see or acknowledge women's rightful position fully, and this giving law gives us the tools to correct that. It's an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for us to really re-look at what we have done in the past and see where it has taken us. Nowhere. There is an appointed time for everything on earth. The time for writing historical, cultural, economic, and other injustices. The time for addressing unequal access to economic empowerment, land justice, healthcare, education, and political participation. The time for protecting and promoting the rights of women. The time for closing the gender gap in Syria is now, and we are starting. When I became president, I claimed that gender is funding on my new agendas, my new direction agenda. The future of Sierra Leone, I've said before and I say again, is female. We must do all it takes to facilitate the timely, full, and unconditional inclusion of women in our national life, governance, and development. For me, women's economic empowerment and protection are not just mere political rhetoric. Empowering women is essential to the health and social development of families, communities, and countries. That was what the UN Women was talking about. Women can reach their full potential when they live safe, fulfilled, and productive lives. Over the last 4.5 years, my government has taken on the deep-rooted and multifaceted challenges confronting women in our country. Our framework for action has been a broad and even sweep of these challenges, from introducing progressive policies and measures to reviewing existing laws and proposing new legislation. We created a standalone ministry led by Madam Manti, tasked with actions, collaborating with partners, and developing coherent policies and responses that address the challenges faced by women. We have since developed a national framework for driving gender equality, and we are implementing the agenda across all sectors in this government. It is not going to be easy, because that space has been occupied for a very long time. But we need all the women to be on board. We must stick together. Under challenging economic circumstances brought on by external factors such as the COVID-19 pandemic, we have opened the door to opportunity and empowerment by investing heavily in education, especially for girls. And what I like about this investment, it was risky, it seemed to me at first, but the girls in school have vindicated me. If you invest in us, we will also match up and beat the boys. They have done it in so short a time. We have chosen our priorities right in the new direction. We chose education. We chose women to be empowered and to be equal partners in development. we are narrowing the gender gap. We have achieved gender parity at the basic education level, registered higher achievement and learning outcomes for girls in secondary school, and guaranteed tuition-free education from primary school to education to university graduation for all girls studying STEM disciplines. Today, it's a great opportunity for any girl that's doing the STEM disciplines. You can go to school from pre-primary to the end of university. I put the bill. So the implementation of this bill, I started before it actually went to Parliament. Yes, because I knew it was going to take place. In 4 short years, we have made significant progress in educating girls, especially in STEM disciplines, and providing them with more access to digitalization. That portends well for the next generation of women, especially as the global economy is becoming irreversibly digital. And you know what? At the University of Sierra Leone, more women applied for engineering courses than ever before in the history of the country. It is as a result of intentional action, purposeful. The girls are responding. Ultimately, I believe that our investment in education for girls will narrow the health and digital access disparities, promote female entrepreneurship, reduce persistent poverty among women, and change gender norms in this country forever. In addition to our radical inclusion policy, free learning and teaching materials, sanitation supplies distributed by First Lady, and school feeding in most places. Most girls persist and succeed through primary and secondary levels. These policies and actions are highly regarded the world over as transformative. You know, when we started, when I was first told to consider radical inclusion, I vehemently opposed. I said, don't even finish your statement. I will not support any pregnant girl in school. That was the old school. I was still locked up in history. But I was made to understand after a very decent conversation that in fact, not only the objectification and commodification, but the secondary victimization of these girls was what I was myself supporting. So I made a complete U-turn and said, I will support radical inclusion. Girls, school-going girls are impregnated by very senior members of our society. And in our local parlance, they said, the girl don't take belly. You don't say, not baron girl on belly. And that girl is made to leave school, drop out of school. And you know what it means? She may never have the opportunity to go back to school. In those formative years of the girl, 14, 15, 16, 17, for a singular mistake. And in fact, a mistake by the adult, not mistake, we who act by the adult, and a mistake by that child, she is made to drop out of school and become a liability for the society herself and not contribute. That is what we have been doing in this country. That was what changed my mind to support radical inclusion. But sometimes radical inclusion is narrowly understood. What we actually meant was, or we mean is that everybody go back to school. Be you from Kubola, Suleiman. If you can barely, there is any way to get you into that class, whether in Viva or whatever means to get you in there, you should go there and learn. We don't look at your region, we don't look at your ethnicity, we don't look at your gender, your creed, whoever, every child born in this country. So when we said inclusive development, we meant it, and that is what we are trying to do. So the gender radical inclusion is not just about pregnant girls going to school. We are saying that if by mistake you get pregnant, we all make mistakes in this life. And that is why I appreciate Madam First Lady's campaign. And that should be a national campaign for us all. Let's stop the girls from getting pregnant in the first place. But if they do get pregnant, that should not be an excuse for them to continue. Once you're born, how can they go back to school? And you know what?